Yeah, same here. So underspin serve, he gives you kind of this weird float ball back, and your initial reaction is to take it very early. You're very jammed. Your elbow is literally touching your body here. You're uncomfortable. And so from this, all you can do is push your arm forwards and kind of play this low quality shot. But if you had one, a faster ready position, and two, just took half a step back, took your time finding the ball, and then moved, you don't have to play a big fast shot because obviously you won't have time to do that. But take this ball and just spin it deep here. That, even if you play it at 20 miles an hour, is probably a winner. Or get you a very weak block that you can then play a winner on. Because this is playing right into what he wants. You can see his weight, your opponent's weight is this way. He will have no problem with the middle, and even wide, he's probably not going to have much problem because his weight is already this way. But because you haven't taken your time and you've jammed yourself, you're forced to push here. And so you limit your options. And again, you take your time, just spin up, easy point for you every time. Hey guys, what's going on? It's Louie here, and welcome to a brand new VOD review. Today we are going to be looking at a match from Ariz 2025. This is his first submission. He is using a Peter Corbell with Rosena on both sides. It's a solid setup. Started playing at this club 11 months ago. Current league rating is 1250. Goal for the year is to reach 1500. Playing once a week for 3 hours during league nights. The videos below are from matches at my club using footage from another player's channel. So what I will do, just because we are now in April and this one is so long ago, is I will go ahead and take a look at your more recent match, because that is quite a big time jump, and I'm sure that this will be more applicable. And it looks like you're also playing a very strong opponent here. So I'll go ahead and take a look at that one. And I will just note that just playing once a week for 3 hours, it's going to be tough to improve very fast. It's doable, but without having at least some dedicated time for practice, it can be tough. So I don't know if maybe you can arrive before the league and practice before then or something. And again, I'll give you advice applicable to the match, and I'll try to focus on tactics, but I just want you to be aware that it is tough just playing once a week. Generally, once a week you can hold your level. Maybe sometimes you need 2 times a week to hold your level. To improve slowly, you need probably 2 to 3 times per week. And then to improve fast, you need 4+ days per week. But anyway, let's go ahead and take a look, and I hope everybody enjoys the video. Alright, let's go ahead and get started. Our protagonist is the player in the blue on the far side of the table. And just as a reminder, I do have some other stuff in the works, including my tutorial on backend loop. It's just hard to find time to record because I am at the club coaching my own students, and also I like to train just to keep myself in good shape, and because I enjoy playing, of course. So between that, work, the VOD reviews, it's hard to find more time to record, because I'm also then having to ask someone to basically use their own time to just push to me to record a backing loop, and I haven't had a chance to go to the club where it was quiet enough to use the robot. So I haven't forgotten about this other stuff. It's just a process. Bear with me. I will have stuff out soon. But anyway, I digress. Let's take a look at this match. Okay, I watched through a little bit of that match, and upon looking at it, I've decided we're going to look at this match instead, only because there was too big of a class difference here, to where even though you took a game, I don't think you would get much out of the review. So I think it'll be more beneficial to look at this one, and your opponent is about the same level as you. So apologies for that. But anyway, our protagonist is on this side of the table, and I hope you all enjoy the video. Okay. Nice. Right off the bat, I will say the serve itself is not bad. It could be tighter, but you are very slow getting into ready position after your serve. And I noticed this in the other match as well. You almost walk into your ready position. So if we go into slow motion here, take a look at your feet as you serve. It's almost like you serve and then you just kind of take a step and then you take another step. And so it's and by the time your feet are planted, the ball, like if he had connected, would already be here coming past you. So after the serve, make sure that you are very fast into your ready position. Instead of kind of one step, two step, try to do that faster and faster until eventually it's just a bounce into ready position. So what I would recommend doing is look up someone like Dmitry Ovcharov, or just there's a lot of European players with good backhand serves. Dmitry Ovcharov is just the first that's coming to mind. But watch him do his backhand serve in slow motion and watch his feet. He'll like serve, take a step, bounce, and by the time the ball is on his opponent's racket, he's already in a very solid ready position to where he can then move to wherever he needs to go. So just minor point, but it will make a huge difference for you. And the forehand was very nice on the second one. Yeah, forehand was very nice. You're just very late getting to the ball. That's fine. So here, you're reading the serve okay. It's kind of a floaty underspin. Generally speaking, if you get a weaker serve like this, it's just a matter of having more confidence with the shot that you want to do. So you want to push the ball, right? Well, if you're gonna push, then push. And it's something I sound like a broken record. I say it to a lot of my students, but it's true. When you get this ball, you don't want to just dink it to his forehand to where he's sitting here and now he has all the control of the point, because now you're relying on having a very good block or him not having a good loop. So if you're going to push the ball, push. That's good. Again, you're late. Look how long it takes you to get into ready position. You're stepping. And so just now here you're in ready position, but now you've got to move again. And the only reason that you are able to get to that ball is because his return was weak. But even so, you were quite late finding the ball. You want to be in ready position early and finding the ball as it's hitting his paddle. Yeah, let me watch a couple more. Okay, so this happened twice here. This is just knowing the strengths and weaknesses of a certain opponent. Simular players are exceptionally strong on this ball right here to the middle. They are very, 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 very strong middle of the table because they don't have a crossover point. If they're in their crossover point, instead of having to switch from backhand to forehand, they can just play this shot. And so this is exactly what he wants, and it gives him full control of the point. I know that's very specific to this match, but especially if you're not able to train a lot and you just need to win with tactics, you will have to basically take your games on a match by match basis and find the specific weaknesses of your opponent and avoid their specific strengths. And if you're going up against someone who uses the simular grip, you have to be very wary of the middle of the table because this is bread and butter for them. And so you generally want to exploit them extremely deep to the backhand here, or hooking balls with side spin wide out to the forehand. Yeah, dangerous, dangerous. Okay, so rally is a little bit awkward, but it actually stems from your serve. Your serves need a lot more quality than they have. And the reason I'm just leaving it at that is because I can tell by the way you kind of hit your shots that you have the ability to add a lot of spin, and it's probably something you just haven't put too much thought into. But your serve is too easy. Too easy for him to just punish. So a huge portion of table tennis is the serve and the serve return. And so that serve should be making anybody at your level or even somebody a class above you uncomfortable to where they're hesitant on what shot to play. They're second guessing themselves. Do I push it? Do I hit it? They're not sure. They don't know where it's going. And so as someone that's not going to have a huge amount of time to practice like rallies and kind of textbook exercises, that's something that you do want to spend a lot of time working on so that you avoid situations like this where even though you won the point, it was very scrappy. Yeah, serve too weak. If you go in slow motion here, not this one, but even that one, the motion is correct, there's hesitation at the point of contact. You're here, you're pulling back, and then you let up, and you don't finish your form on the serve. And so there's no spin on it, and it gets hit past you. So really, really work on acceleration on your serves. That's fine. You're too tentative on your shots. Yeah, a lot of serve issues. It's I know it's not the most exciting advice, but a lot of table tennis is the serve and the serve return, and that's basically all I'm seeing so far right here. Rushing. You have time. Better. So the combination here is good. Serve is great. Follow-up is great. Tactically, you're fine. A couple issues with the mechanics, and I will touch on them just because they are, of course, important. Firstly, the weight transfer and your contact are not in sync here, and this is an issue of footwork. This is very, very hard to fix without the ability to consistently drill. However, anytime you want to add your own power to the shot, you have to wait. So on a ball like this, you can see it's very slow, and your weight transfer just happened, and you still haven't made contact with the ball. And so what ends up happening is all your power actually comes from your arm, and you end up just pushing forwards. So if you want to add your own power, you need to wait longer. You need to sit, and it's very, very uncomfortable if you're not used to it, but sit with your weight on your right leg for longer and try to time it so that this transfer of weight forwards happens simultaneously as you're making contact with the ball, instead of transferring your weight first and then pushing with your arm second to where it's not in sync. Now, the way to do that more effectively to weight is to implement more bounciness in your movement, which is why I say it's very, very difficult to fix this without drills, because basically what you needed to have happened is you serve, he contacts it, and here you bounce. Instead of just sitting and setting up and lunging forwards, you actually need to bounce and kind of reset your feet and keep your left leg further back. You don't want to be lunging forwards with the left leg like this so early. Really, in most circumstances, you wouldn't want to do this at all. But if you are going to do that, you have to wait and sync the weight transfer with the timing of the ball, which is something that comes from footwork exercises. Yeah, serve quality. You have one good serve and then one serve that's loose, and then the serve that's loose gets hit. That's good. Tactically, you're good. That's game one. That's fine. He played a good shot. Yeah, placement. That's all placement. This is knowing your opponent. You have to, within the first game or so, it's especially if you want to play tactically, within the first game or so, you have to be aware of your opponent's strengths and weaknesses. And if you're playing a semular player, default should never be to play to the middle. This is absolutely the wheelhouse for a semular player, and it gives him the ability to kind of push you all over the table and take complete control of the rhythm, which is why you find yourself away from the table. Ooh, okay, it's just for the serve. I was about to say I don't like that grip. Serve grip, you can kind of That's not a very textbook grip, but I'm not too worried about it. Although I still, you need to work on getting a lot more spin. This is a good angle to show it. If you watch any really high caliber player, like again, look up Dmitry Ovtcharov when he serves, and look how big the after motion is from the serve. You don't want to stop yourself. You contact it, and then look, your paddle just freezes, and so, oops, your paddle is just like frozen here and didn't continue. And because it stopped there, that means you were decelerating already before you made contact with the ball, which means your contact was not at full speed, which means you didn't get full spin. So you have to finish your form on the serves just a little bit more. Placement, placement. Yeah, serve is hittable. You got away with it, but you can just drive through that ball. And what I also would like you to work on developing, because you tend to be... Now, your opponent gives you a lot of time pressure. Like, he is time pressuring you a lot, so you tend to be very panicky. And I think you would benefit from giving yourself time and actually playing a little bit further away from the table sometimes. You will benefit from the ability to throw the ball up with a lot of spin and keep the ball very deep on your forehand. So basically, he gives you time pressure. You can take half a step back and just brush the ball as hard as possible with super archy shots, insane topspin landing on the white line, and it will give anyone that puts you under time pressure a huge problem. So it's just something you have to work on your own, but I would give the suggestion you should definitely consider giving yourself space and learning to brush the back of the ball, like kind of back top of the ball to where you're going quite far up, a little bit forwards, and just adding huge arc and huge topspin to your balls. And I think that will be immensely beneficial for your game. Because yeah, here again, imagine this ball. Okay, you're a little bit slow in ready position, but instead of this flat shot, what if you took this ball, let it come down just a little bit. You don't want to play it late, but like a half second after the top of its bounce, and just spin it up deep right here. He might block it, but I would predict that 90% of the time he blocks out, or you still win the point outright. Maybe 10% of the time he blocks it, but if he does block it, the block will be so weak that you can go for this faster forehand on the follow-up shot. But I don't like trying to go for it initially because it's very, very difficult and risky, and you can see the technique breaks down. Whereas if you force yourself to take this ball and just brush up, naturally the technique will be better because you're slowing yourself down, you're taking your time. You have to have sharp technique to brush up, so you'll end up finishing here, and I think your whole game will flow a lot better if you can do that. Yeah, same here. So underspin serve, he gives you kind of this weird float ball back, and your initial reaction is to take it very early. You're very jammed. Your elbow is literally touching your body here. You're uncomfortable. And so from this, all you can do is push your arm forwards and kind of play this low quality shot. But if you had, one, a faster ready position, and two, just took half a step back, took your time finding the ball, and then moved, you don't have to play a big fast shot because obviously you won't have time to do that. But take this ball and just spin it deep here. That, even if you play it at 20 miles an hour, is probably a winner, or get you a very weak block that you can then play a winner on, because this is playing right into what he wants. You can see his weight, your opponent's weight is this way. He will have no problem with the middle, and even wide he's probably not going to have much problem because his weight is already this way. But because you haven't taken your time and you've jammed yourself, you're forced to push here. And so you limit your options. And again, you take your time, just spin up. Easy point for you every time. Second guessing yourself, it happens. You might have got distracted there. Good. Yeah, I probably don't need to watch much longer. I know it's not super exciting, but I think I already know what you need to work on. Yeah, same there. Going for too much when I think you need to focus more so on the fundamentals of adding a lot of spin. Your contact is very flat and very across the ball. And what I mean by that is if you look at your racket angle, you're actually contacting the right side of the ball here. Or excuse me, you're actually contacting your left side of the ball here. And if anything, you should be on the right-hand side of the ball, your right of the ball. You should be contacting the back of the ball, ideally, maybe slightly on your right, but you never want to be contacting the ball on your left, like your left, because especially against underspin, because this hitting across the ball takes away even more spin. You combine that with the fact that you're hitting completely forwards with no arc, and the shot's not going to be stable. So you just need to take your time, keep a gap between your elbow and your body, and just spin the ball up deep onto the table. And it's not flashy, it's not going to be as high velocity, but it's a funner way to play because you'll be more consistent, you'll get yourself into more stable rallies, and it'll give your opponents a lot more pressure. I'll keep watching for a little bit. If I see anything else glaring, I'll point it out, but I think it's a lot of the same. Yeah, same. Again, on this ball, I'll explain it one more time. Good push. You knew where the ball was coming. All you have to do on this ball is from here, take it on the back of the ball a little bit more and spin it up. Or spin it right here. Or spin it up right here. And again, look at your contact point. You're hitting too much on the left side of the ball. You can see your paddle comes across your body, almost like a windscreen wiper on a car. This motion here, you really want to avoid where you're coming across your body, because you're sacrificing all your potential topspin for side spin, and you're finishing here instead of up here. Paddle should be going up and forwards, not down and to the side. Yeah, it's a lot of the same. So I'm going to go ahead and type your notes up, and I will be back. Alright, I've got my notes for you. I know the video itself was short, but my notes are very detailed, and I do think this will help you a lot. So, firstly, a huge portion of table tennis is the serves and the serve returns. It's not super exciting, but it is so important. You can get to 1500 just by improving your serves and serve returns. Specifically, your serves. They have a lot more potential to give your opponents a tougher time and also make it easier for yourself than what's actually happening right now. So firstly, you always need to have a very fast ready position out of your serve. If the ready position is slow, everything else that follows will also be slow. In other words, it'll be late, it's going to be reactionary, you won't be able to find the ball or predict where your opponent's going, and it's going to make you very uncomfortable. Look up Dima's backhand serve or anyone you like watching who does a good backhand serve, and look at how fast the ready position is after the serve. You need to have a little bit of a bounce in your step instead of just kind of walking to your ready position. And this will also help with your rhythm and your timing. And as for the serve itself, it can be much spinnier than what you're doing right now. And the way to accomplish that is to finish your form more after you contact the ball. Because if your paddle abruptly stops, literally the moment after your contact point, that means that during the contact point you were already decelerating. And at the point of contact you need maximum acceleration. So have maximum acceleration through the contact point and then only slow down after. And to do that, again, you need to finish your form. Follow through after the serve. It might be beneficial. My backhand serve is a little bit different, but I have a video on my channel. I'll have a card on the top right screen right now on how to do a backhand serve. It's my own video. I think you might find that beneficial if you want to check that out. But anyway, on to the next point. In general, I think you would benefit from becoming a spin machine on all of your shots. So this means when you push, really chisel those balls. Make the push heavy and have this sort of show me what you got mindset. Like, here's my heaviest push, show me what you got. Prove to me that you are able to loop this ball. And people will start dumping it into the net. People will try to push it, and even their push, they'll dump it into the net. It should be very difficult for your opponent to loop your push. And this doesn't mean push kill the ball, like kill the ball full speed when you're pushing. The push should still be a super consistent shot, but don't be scared to add tons of underspin. You'll be shocked how effective this is, and also how much more predictable your opponents become. When you loop or are in these open rallies, same concept. Become a spin machine. Take half a step back, give yourself more time, and play with lots of arc. Try to always do these heavy topspin balls that land close to the white line. Avoid hitting across the ball or across your body with that windshield wiper motion. So don't hit the left side of the ball, hit the back of the ball, or if anything, hit the right side of the ball, and finish by your left eyebrow. Up and forwards, not down and across your body. So next point, make sure, especially during the first game, that you are paying close attention to the style of your opponent and not just your own shots and kind of this feeling of, oh, I guess I'm just missing today. What are your opponent's strengths? What are their weaknesses? What are ways that you can find exploits to win points? For example, against a Seamuller player, you need to avoid the middle and find the wide deep angles. And actually, I was noticing that he tends to shift his weight to the right a lot and keep his weight on his right leg, and he's always leaning this direction. So if you see that, then you should notice, hey, there's a huge hole on the left, a huge hole on the back end, and you should play here. So look at what direction your opponent leans. Does he cheat one way? Does he guess instead of finding the ball? All things that you should pay attention to so that you can find easy ways to generate points. And then finally, getting better footwork in general is going to allow you to learn to quote-unquote bounce more, which will lead to a vast variety of better things in your game. It's going to lead to better weight transfer, better timing, better rhythm, better power, and better technique. This bounciness between shots is especially useful when you want to add your own power, in forcing yourself to wait more and properly positioning your feet on these slower balls where you need to move a bit. Again, on these balls where you would like to add your own power. Because without the bounce, you'll feel stuck and you'll end up lunging forward or transferring your weight too early and only getting the power by pushing your arm. So the footwork does need work, like you need to work on it, but I do want to note that this can be very hard to do without more consistent training. So if at all possible, see if you can find some time where you can train just some more drills. It might even be worth maybe doing the league every other week and drills that other week where you're not doing the league, if this is something you can do. If not, don't worry about this too much and just focus on these other points. But I do hope that was helpful. Your feeling for the ball is great. I definitely think that you can reach 1500 this year. Just get your serves sharper, get some more spin, take your time, don't rush so much, and you're definitely going to get there. To everyone watching at home, thank you so much for watching. If you enjoyed the video, leave it a big thumbs up. I will have more videos soon. I don't have a super regular schedule right now, but just stay tuned. And as always, if you want to chat with me, hang out, or talk to other members in the community, then join the Pong Connect Discord server. There's always stuff going on. You can talk about equipment. You can post your own videos for community feedback. You can post your highlights if flex. So anyway, I digress. Thank you all again for watching, and until next time.